first several days of summer over here haven't felt like summer because we are still running almost like on a school schedule. My daughter has dance practice every single day, all day long. So I've had to still get up and take her, pack her lunch, get everything ready for all that, and do her hair because she still can't quite figure out the bun and all that. So my mornings haven't quite felt like summer yet, but I do have summer things I have to do now that I'm home. I just dropped her off. Tristan's still home getting ready for work in the morning, so luckily I don't have to wake up the younger two just yet. It is still pretty early. I do have to go outside, make sure the pool filter's clean, everything with the pool's good to go because we're gonna throw the kids in that today. I have to do breakfast, just the standard stuff. At some point today, I do have to run errands. You can hear a cat back there eating. They're almost out of food. I just have normal fun things to do, but I'm gonna show you some of these summery things as well and try to keep this on more of a fun summer theme. First things first is to check on the pool this morning, and it's actually not bad. I do need a refill squirt, which I'm gonna do that in a minute. There is stuff on the bottom of the pool. I need to get some kind of vacuum, but the pump is not very strong on this pool, so I have to figure out what kind of vacuum I can use even when it's not like a really, really strong pump. So actually, let's go ahead and take squirt. There's still a little bit in there. We keep all of our grill supplies, pool supplies, everything like that in this big container right here. I am so glad that I am not scared of lizards. They don't bother me at all because we have a family of gecko style lizards that like to live in here. And sometimes when you open it, they're just right there, like bam, in your face. And I just had that happen when I went to grab the little bottle of chlorine. So I'm just really grateful I'm not afraid of lizards. My little Five Below table. See, there's a little something in there. Just one. Okay. Squirt's ready to go. I'm getting the pool ready, even though it's overcast. I want the kids to be able to come out if the rain doesn't hit. There we go. Squirt's ready. Pool is actually not bad, but what I've been doing is digging into the pool where all the stuff is on the bottom and pulling it up that way since I don't have the vacuum yet. That's how I'm cleaning the pool, is like digging it all up. And the last thing I gotta do is one of these little color strips on the pool. They just have these little different color notches on them. It's easy. I'll show you. Dip. And then you just hold it flat, and in about 15 seconds you measure it with the chart. So once again, our free chlorine levels are non-existent. That has been the hardest thing, but the chlorine in the pool is still there. That's that green one. But whatever this acid is, and the free chlorine and the bromine, those are having the hardest time this summer. Breakfast Friday is waffle day. Although I'm using that pancake mix, it is my favorite one in the world. It comes from Sam's Club. Huge bag, lasts forever. That bag goes until like fall of 26. Although it's like way down here now. So, but that's what I have mixed up. And no, we're not celebrating Summerween. It may look like it, but I don't have normal waffle irons. I only have characters. So I have the pumpkin and the skeleton, but I have a ghost and a spider web and a gingerbread man, and Gwen swears I have a Christmas tree, but I don't have normal waffle irons. So it might look like Summerween in here. It's not. I finally hung up the kids' calendar, which is why I'm saying it is waffle day. We made it very easy on us. Have we stuck to this like ironclad? No. But is it helping and working for us? Yes. Like today they will have mac and cheese for lunch as well. Waffles are done. It feels so weird having this right now. But no, I'm not making homemade waffles every single Friday. Eggos, I will use anything, whatever I've got to do. And then some Fridays are going to be beach days. So this again won't be happening. It'll be something grab and go for the car. But for this morning, we actually stuck to it. And I mean, just look at how cute they are. Oh, my kids are peanut butter and syrup kids. I was the peanut butter and syrup on my waffles and my pancakes because my grandmother, when I was growing up, my mom's mom, it was peanut butter and Karo syrup where, you know, you get all like the crystallization around the lid and everything. I still remember that. It was peanut butter and Karo. This is just normal Aunt Jemima. I broke the other bottle. That's why it's in there. Weezy's still learning. It's okay. He's getting better at this. And yes, I've thought about getting one of the automated water cat fountain machine things, but I'm afraid they'll break it. They're a little rough, but this is cute. pool clean. That's all ready to go. I got the kids breakfast made. The waffle irons are cooling down so I can put them back out in the garage. I need to store those things better. They were awful, covered in dust. I've got to clean them every time because they're in the garage. And I just feel like they're getting a little too beat up. And I don't want to have to replace those things. They're adorable. The kids look forward to them. So I got to work on that. I'm not going to do that today, but that's on my list over summer is organization of my waffle irons because they're just in a basket thrown in with a bunch of like grill supplies, and it's not good the way I've got it. But what I want to bring up, actually, you guys know, if you've been around my channel for a while, I love chai tea lattes. They are one of my favorite things. I buy the concentrate and I play with it and I change it to what I want. Well, there's other recipes online that I keep seeing they're actually of iced coffee. I love a good iced coffee too. So that's what I've been making this week and trying to perfect it off of what I've been reading and making it more my own, because a lot of them actually do use oat milk. I don't like oat milk. It's something with the aftertaste for me. I mean, if oat milk's your jam, that's cool, but I'm gonna show it to you. That way you can alter it as well to whatever fits your needs. First things first, these are my plastic to-go cups. I get them from the Dollar Tree. See, $1.25. It's a pack of 6. You can get them on Amazon. They're a little bit more expensive, but you get a bigger package. I bought 3 of these because it's all the store had and I bought it out. But you can either sip on it or throw your straw through it. And it is a big, what is this, 20 ounces? Yeah, a 20-ounce cup. These are what I use. I wasn't kidding. 3 packages. And this is actually package 3, 4, and 5 because I've had 2 previous. Depending on the time of day that I've been experimenting, this is what it calls for, which is the gold Nespresso Nescafe powder stuff, the blonde one. I have a decaf version as well because if I feel like having an iced coffee at 4 or 5 p.m., I really don't want to do this. These things get me nice and wired. I will go ahead and tell you the caffeine level in these. I do everything straight in the cup. They mix this separate, they pour it over I'm not doing that. Okay, so 2 teaspoons of your powder. They said if you want it even stronger, go to 1 tablespoon. 4 ounces of water, which is half a cup. Connor broke my frother, so I gotta do this and get a new frother. It dissolves very easily though. You can use warm water, cold water, whatever you want. Brown sugar, they said a tablespoon. A tablespoon is actually just 3 teaspoons, so about like that. And mix this until you know the brown sugar's dissolved. Mine is good and dissolved. Now it's time for ice. These use around like 5 or 6 cubes. They used a half a cup of oat milk. I'm using about a half a cup of just regular milk. I love this coffee creamer. I've been using the Chobani sweet cream. I use it in my chai. They had this where you take 2 ounces of it and you froth it and pour it over the top. Again, my frother's broken, so I'm just gonna do about 2 ounces in there and just leave it in there like that. The last thing is a sprinkle of cinnamon. A long time ago, I used to put cinnamon in my coffee when I was brewing it into the coffee grounds. It is such a good addition. If you haven't tried that yet, try that. Okay, but then I just pop my lid on. I kind of move it around since I didn't make any kind of cold foam anyways. Pop over my little lid. I only have fun, crazy straws. But there is my iced coffee that I've been drinking. When I say that I have an obsession with the Choibanis, I'm not kidding. Before you think I'm too much of a crazy person, these are buy one, get one at Publix last week. It just ended a few days ago. So that's why I have so many, but normally I only have about 2 or 3. But there's sweet cream, open, unopened. Both of my vanillas. This is actually my favorite inside the chai. And then this, I'll make the cold foam for the top. But I do have the birthday cake as well as the white chocolate mocha because that is Brianna's favorite. This, all the kids like, and then these are just really good standards. We have a bit of an obsession in this family with Chobani products. That's fine. My kids also love the flips, the yogurt that you put the little things in. They adore them. This is really good. It does remind me of when I used to brew cinnamon into my coffee. That could be why I like it so much, but you can change it up. Use whatever kind of milk you like. Switch whatever kind of coffee powder you like. You can do anything with this. It's so good. When the TV puts old pictures like that, that's Valera the day Tristan got her Christmas years ago. It was so cute. I forgot though, the other reason that I also have the decaf powder is not just for my nighttime ones. My younger 2 adore iced coffee. And my mom, she gets iced coffee a lot. So if like on the weekends she goes to get Dunkin', she will get decaf iced coffee if my kids are with her because she lets them, you know, sip on it and drink it. Well, now when they see my iced coffee, they're like, "Ooh, Mom, iced coffee. I like iced coffee." And they both really like iced coffee. So if I know my little ones are going to be around, I typically will make the decaf over the regular just because of them. And I mentioned my dead frother. I do mean it. Like, there are fresh batteries in here, but it is like, it doesn't do nothing. It doesn't respond at all. Getting the kids set up in the pool, and I realized I never showed you guys how that thing works. Now, this is royalty-free copyright music, so that way I won't get in any trouble, but just hear it. Now hear it. That is why I love that. Now I have this back on my good stuff, but I'm not going to hit play because I don't want to get in trouble. I do need to do one more dipstick on the pool. Put Stitch out here. Recently added a little $5 umbrella from Five Below. The kids got some pool noodles. I gotta do this. Mako's starting to whimper. But right now, everything looks good except for whatever this type of acid is. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Whatever this little orange one is. That's the only one I'm still having any trouble with. But Gwen's already in with my mom. She is loving my pool. She comes over almost every day. I'm going to go ahead, turn the bubbles on, music on, and have some fun. Declan will be out in just a minute. The kids want some fruit out by the pool. And I think this, I found it at Aldi this week. And it's meant for, like, if you're doing burgers, you put like lettuce, tomato, all that stuff in here, pickles. But you could put ice underneath all of these. And I thought I could put fruit in there. I don't know. Okay, so about that high. About my level I can go. Yeah, because I can't close the lid. I'm working on this watermelon from Publix for the last couple days, so time to get it eaten. Put some strawberries in there. Blueberries. My grapes have gone bad, so I can't put grapes in there. I do have these, which I know is not fruit. I know it's not healthy, but my kids are going to be happy. But then we have all the fruit, and we have the lid closing. If I want to, I can put a cute little fork in there to help grab it. But, I mean, it's my kids, my germs, so we're good with this. And then also, I still have these. This is dark chocolate I melted and took to the pool. I'm going to take it to our outside pool so we can do the strawberries in here. So I have this out here. It's still a little high on ice so the lid doesn't fully close, but this can keep the bugs out and it's still staying cold at the same time. And then what I was talking about, this has been out here for like maybe 4 minutes and it gets all nice and melty. And then you could dip your fruit, pretzels, whatever you want in it. I take this to the neighborhood pool because ours wasn't up yet, but now that ours is up, we can use it out here. Kids are having a blast. Strawberry. Woo! I dipped it in backwards, so that one's gonna be messy for me. But that's perfectly okay. And then just dip it in the melted chocolate. It's a lot easier if I cut the strawberries. I was being lazy today. I need to get Mako a separate cooling mat that we could put outside. So he has one outside and one inside. We just came in. He gets dried off. He's still wet. And then he goes immediately to the cooling mat and he will nap there for a good 20, 30 minutes. Every time we come inside, he gets worn out and just wants his cooling mat. It's adorable. We have the true Florida lifestyle. We have hooks above almost all the doors in this house so we can hang bathing suits. Like that's mine from yesterday, but that's my towel from today. And then over here above this door, I've got the other parts of the bathing suit, and down the hall, I've got the kids and their towels. What I brought you in here to show you is these two products. They are my after sun products. When you're out there, it gets very drying to your skin, and the easiest way I found is either one of these. They both work great. I've got them both off Amazon. I think they were like $10 and like 8 or 9. I don't know. But either way, I've had this for like 2 or 3 summers now, and I just got this one like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Love them both. I said I was going to stick to the schedule and the kids were going to have mac and cheese for lunch. Well, now you hear the air fryer going because plans had to change. I knew I had a box in there. I didn't know how long I'd had it in there. And yeah, it expired March 8th. So almost 3 entire months old. So my bad, no mac and cheese for lunch. After lunch, easy summer treat for the kids. Now you might be wondering why there's 2 and why I wrote on it. This vanilla bean Greek yogurt is Brianna's favorite. I screwed up when I went to Aldi this week. I thought I was buying this one. I bought normal vanilla yogurt. It's just not Greek, but you could see clearly there's a big difference. This is Brianna's absolute favorite. So I made some bark with the little bit she had left over and then bark with this. And I'm gonna let the kids decide which one they like best. I'm gonna go run the errands. I do still have to get cat food and a few other things for dinner tonight. I have yet to take this camera with me out and about in public, but that was the whole reason I picked it, is because it's like really, really tiny and a little more inconspicuous when I'm filming out in public. So I'm going to bring you, hopefully I'll have footage to show you guys inside the store, but we'll see. Learning a camera and trying to do shopping with it is much harder than I thought. I bring the bag of cat food in, and of course, Weasley's already on the counter inspecting it. But we're back from Walmart, and I tried my best to film in there with a new camera. That just did not work. I'm gonna keep trying for you guys. But cat food, I found a pool vacuum that is a manual cleaner. I'm gonna give this a try. I hope it's not too bad. Mac and cheese. I need a bell pepper for dinner tonight. Gwen was out of Uncrustables. French fries for dinner. Hot dog chili. I will explain all that later, as well as the hot dogs. Still my obsession, watermelon. My mom was with us. She swears this is going to be a great one. We're gonna cut it open and look together. I needed stabilizer. This took way, way, way too long to find in that store, but I need that. And then the kids love these reusable water balloons, and these are animals. So I'm hoping that orange one matches that orange one, and it's actually a crab. Try to come say hello. Hi guys. Hi guys. Yes, I know you know that's yours. I know. I know you know that's yours. I know. I know. Hold on. Hold on. I know. Here. Okay, stop it. Hi. Okay. Oh my gosh. Chill.
It's so bad.
Before I go put that in the pool, let's just see if these are actually what I thought they were. Okay, looks like the frog. What is this? Is this supposed to be an axolotl, maybe? Aiden, what do you think? Maybe an axolotl. And we did get the crab, which I was hoping for. So there's the 3 of those that we got. And as you can hear Gwen's weird noise, she thinks they're cute. For the stabilizer, it wants a pound for every 4,000 gallons. Mine is just right about 1,000 gallons. So I'm gonna use my little kitchen scale and a plastic throwaway cup to figure out exactly how much I need, because I need 1/4 pound. We're gonna call it good enough. It is almost 4 ounces, and I'm just gonna go pour this into the pool. I have the stabilizer here for a minute. The reason I need the stabilizer is because I've been showing you these, and I looked up the words on the side, and this kind of acid right here, I have to bump it up, and this is how to do it, is with the stabilizer. So that's what I'm doing with the stabilizer, is raising that number. I didn't know when that number is low, it's not letting your chlorine work effectively. The sun is faster to drain the chlorine out of your pool, all kinds of stuff like that. I had no idea. I was just trying to figure out how to do it. Shock didn't do it. Liquid chlorine didn't do it. And then, Google, thank you very much. That's what pointed me to the stabilizer to fix the issue. So I'm gonna let it be in there, and maybe in like a couple hours, I'll test it again and see if it actually did anything. Let's see what it does. We'll see. I might have to move it around the bottom. I don't know. I'm not a pool expert. This dog. What? Yes, hi dog. Hi. He will lay on the hot concrete. I don't understand why he does this. He will sunbathe all day long. He loves it, and then come in and lay on that cooling mat. He makes no sense. I have to force him into the house. Baby, it's too hot. Come on. Come on. Come on. There's my boy. I know, don't pout. I'm sorry. And you might think, okay, Mako's just an outside style dog. No, because if it is any kind of colder temperature, like late fall or all throughout winter, he is the first dog out, first dog right back in, and he runs in. Hunter at that point, his fluffy butt, he will lay outside for hours if I let him. Mako only does it in spring and summer. I'm gonna cut into this. Hopefully it's as great as Mom said, but there was something about this being more brown, this being super small. I've heard where when it's got a lot of webbing and different marks like this, that's a great thing. I've heard if it's not overly shiny, that's a good thing. If this spot is large and yellow, not white, like all these things. This should be a very good watermelon. I don't know how much I trust that though. Let's find out. And yes, Declan is standing by.
Let's spin the wheel.
This is his favorite fruit in the entire world. So every summer, he wants as much watermelon as he can get while it's in season. All right, ready?
Yes.
Can I rip it?
Can I rip it as well?
Okay. Mom was accurate. That is a beautiful watermelon. That was almost a perfect watermelon. I had just a few chunks that weren't that great, but Declan is going to keep eating on this and Gwen, and it'll be perfect for me to put the lid on in all of maybe 10 minutes from now. My husband's been home from work for all of, 30 minutes or so. Declan breaks out the watermelon bowl, and Connor's in it too. Like, you remember how full this thing was. I told you, watermelon goes quick. But we're gonna move into dinner, and I'm going to have to voice over you guys because I've never made this. I'm kind of trying it off of memory from something I saw. I like the show The Kitchen on Food Network. I've been watching old summer recipes. I'm very seasonal oriented. You guys should know that by now. In summer, give me all the summer things. In fall, I'm a pumpkin girl. Things like that. Well, they were doing a hot dog chili dog, and they were making chili to go on the hot dogs out of ground up hot dogs. Like, I'm gonna try. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I'm gonna try. The first thing I want to say is this sounded so weird, but absolutely delicious. That's how this turned out. Grinding up the hot dogs seemed a little bit weird to me, but the food processor, they said about 12 pulses. I did about 10, and it was more than fine. You just want it a little bit pulsed, but not overly gross and squishy. And I wish I would have froze them ahead of time, and it would have stopped the fat from getting all over the blades. That's another thing I would have said is freeze the hot dogs first. This made a lot. I used half an onion, half a green bell pepper, 2 of these cans of hot dog chili, which I made the shortcut. The recipe that I got this from made full-blown chili with the beans and all the different seasonings and stuff. I said, forget that. I'm making my life easier. And this was absolutely delicious. But yes, I've already froze half of this now. It's in my freezer. My husband just threw it in the freezer all of 20 minutes ago at this point. But it was so good. If it sounds weird to you, just try it. It is phenomenal. Everyone's done eating. This was a definite yes. Tristan loved it. Connor loved it. I loved it. I keep putting French fries in it and eating more of it. But I will say, since I added the pack of hot dogs, it made a lot. So the next time I do this, I'm going to cut it in half and just make my life a little easier, because now I have all this to store in the fridge. We do have more hot dogs, so this will get used up, but it does make a lot. I have Connor checking. We came outside to where the garden is because we had 2 tomatoes on there that were nice and orangey, about to be red, and they were back in like this hole right way back there. They're gone. I didn't take them off. Connor didn't take them off. I'm guessing we have a squirrel or something, but yeah, either way, we're missing 2 very large tomatoes from like right inside there that were ready to go and ready to be picked. Not anymore. However, I mean, for one, look at how huge the marigolds have gotten. But the green bean plants are actually in full production. We have several full-size green beans all over both plants. So that's another reason he's out here, is he's gonna harvest all of these. And we're gonna have plenty more green beans right behind it. All of these are just flowering like crazy, this whole section down here. So there's gonna be plenty of green beans, look, even over there, to come. Completely forgot the other thing I wanted to show you guys. Do you see this right here? Like I think it was 2 summers ago, we had squash and zucchini plants. They look identical to this. It is just one plant growing out from underneath the tomato plant. And like, keep in mind, we have like tilled this and like moved it all around, and there are still some plants that pop up where they shouldn't. We now have either squash or zucchini growing right here. Connor's going to transplant it though, but we definitely have one. I mean, and it's doing really well, but we're going to transplant this. Those 4 pots over there, that is the bell peppers doing really well. This is the failed pineapple. Both of those have blackberry stuff going on. That's where he wants to put the squash, zucchini, whatever that is, that's where he wants to put it. Clearly, it is a different day. Last night just got away from me and I got up this morning getting ready to head to the grocery store to do our weekly stuff and realized I didn't close out the video. I hate doing that and just kind of like voiceover saying goodbye. I don't like that. So actually, I'm gonna show you the coffee cake that I just made. My husband is obsessed with it. Years ago, I was scouring Pinterest, tried a bunch of different ones. This one took the cake by the landslide. So it is just absolutely amazing. If you want it, I'll put it in the description box down below. I don't think the actual pin still survives. I've got a printed copy. So I'll just type it all out for you guys. But let me show you that and then I'll go ahead and say bye for the day. Here's the coffee cake. I kind of screwed it up because I was going a little off of memory. So it's more supposed to be a little more crumbly, but it's fine. Either way, it's gonna taste absolutely amazing. It smells identical. This is just such a great coffee cake. I just thought of something while the coffee cake is sitting here and I'm talking about the coffee cake. These bottles, I love them, but I barely ever use them anymore. We actually use this now. It is a spray bottle, but it can also pour. And I've got olive oil in this one, but I can get another one and put the actual vegetable oil in it. And I've thought about taking those off, cleaning them up, putting them away, just in case I want to bring them back out. But they are so hard to clean and get in all the nooks and crannies and stuff. They're pretty and I love it, but at the same time, I think that would just be a whole lot easier, or like two of them there because olive oil and vegetable oil. I don't know, but what do y'all think? Right now, it just lives in here with all of my Kinders, which I do have to replace too, the steak one and the blend. But if you can't tell, I really like the Kinder seasoning. But we're gonna cut into that, eat it. The kids are gonna have some bananas to go with it, you know, kind of balance. Yeah, all about the balance. But either way, then we've gotta go to the grocery store and a bunch of different errands to run today. So I'm not gonna take you along with me for that. I think this video was more than enough. Thank you guys for spending the day with me. I really hope you enjoyed it. Got some fun little summer stuff to try, a new recipe, anything like that. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe, all that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.